Hello everybody, welcome back to another monthly Q&A. I'm going to be doing these at the end of every single month. Expect them always like towards the end. I don't expect one in the middle or the beginning. I think that's fair. I did one last month, I believe. I think it was in the middle actually, but I'm going to be sticking to the end of the month for now because it's a lot easier to do and it takes up a lot less time. So yeah, I'm putting out this Q&A. I hope you guys enjoy. I got a lot more questions this time around, so yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. Let's dive right into it. By the way, if I've missed any questions because they get filed under spam or something, I do apologize. I'm looking at the questions on my phone instead of my computer, which I probably should be doing, but the problem is, no time for that. So let's dive in with the very first question from our boy Bionicle Goblin. He asked, what got you into Bionicle? I'd say Pridak. Pridak was the very first set that got me into Bionicle. It was, and then from that point on, I just kind of started getting more and more sets until 2009 when I just got a whole bunch of them. And then 2010 was a big year for me personally because I wanted to get all the golden armor. And my friend had Tahu. I really wanted Tahu, but he sold them. God, I hated him after that. It was a weird pet peeve. I always get mad at him about it. And then what got you to stay in Bionicle? I guess just they did Hero Factory, and I was like, okay, I like this, because at the time I didn't know that it was a different thing. I was like, oh, cool, more Bionicle, but it's got a different name. So I wasn't bothered by it. I really liked Hero Factory. I liked G2 for the most part. Yeah, so I just kind of stayed with it ever since. And then mocking, stuff like that has always improved my love for Bionicle. And then he asked, what is the purpose of life? Whatever you want it to be. I don't know. Mr. Lego Lover 55 here asked, what's your favorite construction piece? Very broad question. And for that, I'd say probably the CCBS bone or the CCBS shell. I think those are very, very useful parts that can be used for like almost anything. So I think those are my favorite parts. So yeah, I know those are the most standard answers, but that is such a broad question that I couldn't answer that like without thinking about it for like a good half an hour or something. So yeah, I'd say just the bones or the shells. Jackson Rigby Meth, great name by the way, asked, who is your favorite 007 actor? Sean Connery, George Lazenby, Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, or Daniel Craig. I don't watch 007 movies. I don't watch them, so I don't really know. But I'd say I like Daniel Craig, and I do like Sean Connery, so probably them. But again, I don't watch 007 movies. And they asked a bunch of stupid questions about horror movies, like, has Renzo ever fought Jason Voorhees or Freddy Krueger? And also, has Renzo and Kasai battled the Terminators, Series Model T-800, System Model 101? And then also, can Renzo summon Candyman? Please stop asking these questions. They don't pertain to anything. And you've asked these questions so many times, like, it's not even like a joke. Maybe the first time it's like a joke, but if you're seriously like asking these questions, then you don't understand the context of our stories. They take place in a multiverse. Renzo takes place in a space first, right? There's no Jason Voorhees. There's no Terminator in this universe. It's just space and aliens. So, no, he has not fought them. He's never summoned Candyman. I don't know why he would. Please don't ask these questions on my videos. They don't make any sense, and they just slow things down for everyone else. So, don't ask these weird questions. But thank you for leaving a comment, I guess. I don't know. Video is complete garbage. You got that right, buddy. Asked, do you play Destiny? No, I don't, and I don't plan to. I do want to play Overwatch, though. Hopefully when I get an Xbox One, if I do. I'm hoping for an Xbox One or a PS4, so we'll see. But yeah, no, I've not played Destiny. And I haven't heard good things about it, so I have no intrigue in playing it. Toa Pirate Animation asked, when's Biorama? No. But seriously, how are you? I've been decent lately. I've got a lot going on. I've been a little stressed out with a lot of things lately, but for the most part, I've been doing nicely. So yeah, thank you for asking that. And then the next questions, like 6 questions from Nether Eviprio Bricks. I probably butchered that, but he asked, favorite Biotube series? I'd say Reviving Bionicle, without a shadow of a doubt. It's got me it created Biorama. It inspired me to film with live action. And then if not that, then Misadventures of Onipex and Pals, just because it's a very funny a comedic series that I take a lot of inspiration from when I'm doing more relaxed conversations. It's a very chill series that I really like to watch, so I recommend it. And then Revi and Bionicle, of course. I put that above everything else. And then maybe for the third one, I'd say, what's the Play Stipling's building series. It's not really a Bionicle series, but it's a building series, and 30-minute mocks. I really like 30-minute mocks. It's a shame the guy died. Number 2, which is better, Bionicle or CCBS or Technic? By the way, he didn't die. I just want to put that out. Nobody knows what happens to him. What's better, CCBS or Technic? I'd say it's CCBS, but can't go wrong with Technic. Number 3, favorite mock of mine, it would be the Renzo villain, the main villain of Renzo, who you guys have not seen yet and will not see until he's introduced in the series. Again, can't show you guys because of spoilers, but I do really like him, and I can't wait for you guys to see him. And then 4, if you could be any BioTube character, who would it be? Renzo, I guess. He's just me, so whatever. That's a weird question. And 5, will you be doing a stop-motion miniseries? Absolutely not. Takes way too much time. No, thank you. 6, why did you delete the live stream? Yes, I have bad spelling. I know. It's all good. I assume you're speaking about the building live stream. I was mad that day, and I was just kind of trying to pump out a stream because I wanted to make a video, and I kind of regret it now. So I deleted that. And then if you're talking about the stream where I just built random stuff with my friend on stream, that was kind of embarrassing for a couple different reasons, so I just kind of got rid of that one. So, yeah. Next question from Cruel Koopa. Number 1, favorite element, jungle from G2. It's a very nice element. Or Earth from G2, that too. Cyborg or organic, another weird question. I don't really know how to answer that. Are you like, what kind of characters do I prefer? Organic over cyborg. I don't know. Organic, I guess. Renzo's organic. Jira's a cyborg. It's a weird thing there, but yeah, if that's what you mean, then I'd say organic. Number 3, favorite Baraki, kind of obvious, but whatever. Prydak. I love Prydak. Number 4, I look forward to making the results. You'll see what I mean later, maybe. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Thank you, Cruel Koopa. Diss tracks. Yeah, diss tracks. I'm not saying diss track. I'm saying DYS tracks. Diss tracks the samurai. Do you like memes? No? And if so, will you make a series out of memes? Absolutely not. That's a dumb question. Why would I do that? Evan Ramirez asked, man, you should do a collection video. Depends on the kind of collection. If you're talking about my mock collection, I would love to do that. And if you're talking about my parts collection, I would also love to do that, because I did that a while ago, and I'm down to do another one, because I got a lot more pieces than I did back then. So yeah, I'd be down. It just depends when I do it. And then he says, please. So yeah, we'll see. 24 Gigawatts asked, how did you come up with the name Renzo? Also, have you ever thought of revamping the old/edgy Renzo? I have revamped old/edgy Renzo a couple times. There's several pictures on Instagram of him. There's also there also is the subscriber video that I did recently. I think it was 600 or 500. I can't remember, but I go over my old Renzo mocks. That old I remember he was revamped in the beginning of that skit, so yeah, I did revamp him eventually. I was going to review him, but it just too much time, and I didn't really feel like dedicating that to him, so yeah. And then where did I come up with the name Renzo? I heard the name La Renzo being referenced a lot. I heard it on TV and on the radio all the time, so I was like, hey, I like the sound of Renzo. So I took La out of Renzo, and I got Renzo, and it's a very nice, snappy name. It's probably one of my favorite names to date, and it's not too original, but I think it works very well for an alien, I think. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. So thank you for your question, 24 Gigawatts. Cody Breckbill, I'm sorry for butchering your name probably. Favorite Bionicle's weapon and piece. So I say my favorite Bionicle piece is probably the G2 Hero add-on. I think that piece is great. I just wish there were more colors of it, but it's absolutely great piece, so I recommend it 100%. And favorite weapon might be the Skull Villain Axe. I really do like that piece. It's very cool. I want to use it for more mocks, but I've been very limited with it. So I want to make something interesting with it. I'm very excited to make an interesting weapon with it. I think that would look really cool. But yeah, next question is from MU Panther. He asked, if you can change one thing about Bionicle G1, what would you change? Probably a little bit of the complex story ideas. It's just a little too much for kids to handle. That and also the ending. I think the ending's a little too meh for G1. I think it should have ended a lot better. I think it should have wrapped up all the characters' conclusions, specifically the Toa. They kind of got shafted in that story, so I kind of wish they had more of an impact. I think that would have been awesome. So, yeah. And also, just the sets for that year, for that wave, I'd change it to like a whole year of 2010 instead, and then we get some awesome bigger sets. I would absolutely love that. So, yeah. UT_G Sans 15 asked, do you think you should do a Shattered Glass universe? And I feel like Little Robo Man needs an upgrade, so I'll get to the second one in a bit. Shattered Glass, I believe, is the Transformers equivalent of a Bionicle Dark Mirror, which is essentially just a reverse story where good guys are bad and bad guys are good. Absolutely. I really would like to do a Renzo Dark Mirror story. I think that could be awesome. A villainous Renzo is something I've always wanted to do, and I think that would work perfectly. It would be a one-off episode. You would never actually go back there. They would never meet or anything. I think it would just be a one-shot episode. Something for Season 2 of Renzo. It wouldn't be in Season 1. There's no time to develop anything like that in Season 1. So it would just be a random episode in Season 1. So yeah, Season 2. Definitely. I'm going to put that on the board. I'm really interested about doing that. And then I feel like Little Robo Man needs an upgrade. I assume you're talking about Geode. I don't think I'm ever going to fully upgrade him. I like his design just as is. I will admit his pieces are really loose, and oftentimes when you go to articulate him, his bones just move like friggin' this. And eventually I'll have to replace some parts and stuff, and I'm not looking forward to that. But his design was done by Thatch, and I absolutely love that design. It's perfect. It's so weird and bizarre, and it works perfectly with Renzo. It's such a unique design for a robot too. It's great. You know, I don't plan on ever really changing it too much. And if I change something, it's not going to be too big of a difference. So, yeah, I don't feel like I'm ever going to change that. I just love him too much. Bailey Larson asked, "Have you played an RPG?" Depends on what you think, what you classify as an RPG. I've played the Mario RPG, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story game. If that's an RPG, I played that. I love that. I play Pokemon, some Pokemon games. I don't know. I'm not a big RPG fan. I think they just take up way too much time. But I have played Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, and I love that game. So, yeah, I don't know. Not a huge RPG guy. It's just not my type of game. So, yeah. But I have technically played RPG. So, Nether Slayer asked, Kasai versus Toadjor, who wins? Freaking Jor. That's not true. Kasai is way stronger than Jor. I don't like comparing characters' strengths unless it's like funny. Like Renzo would defeat all of the Hapori. No, he wouldn't. Like Renzo is a baby compared to all the Hapori members. No, that's not happening. But Kasai would win in a heartbeat. He pulled power from the sun. That happened. Read Mask of Imitation. It happens in that. I'm not joking. He doesn't throw the sun, okay? He uses power from the sun. I don't like explaining that to people. Yeah, Kasai would win in a heartbeat. Bailey Larson also asked, what would happen if Bionicle was an anime? Everyone would hate it and nobody would be happy. I assume you're kind of asking what would you think if Bionicle was an anime. I think it could be done very well. I don't think it would work well as an anime. I think it would work better as something like Avatar or Voltron, where it's kind of like it's American made, but it's animated kind of in that anime style. I think that could work really well. So yeah, Bailey Larson also asked, "Hey, what do you think of War of the Worlds?" I always get that wrong. I've never seen any of the movies. I don't really care, so don't have an opinion on that. And also, have you seen Doctor Who? No, I tried to get into it. Season 9. The show is just way too campy for my taste. It's far too cheesy. I don't know. It's not my piece of cake, personally. But I do understand the impact that it's had on sort of the British culture. I understand that. And then look how zombies... What? Where? Nether Slayer asked, who is your favorite Hapori member? Don't ask me these questions. It's like, hey, who's your favorite family member? Who is your better friend? Don't ask me this. This is a dumb question. I'm not going to answer that because that's like choosing between friends. Why would I do that? Sorry, I'm not going to answer that. And then a couple questions from Just a Bowl of Cereal asked, question 1, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Question 2, what did you think of Infinity War? I love Infinity War. I talked about it on the Hapori podcast. If you want to go hear my thoughts, it's an hour-long video, so be warned if you just want to listen to some casual Infinity War discussion. There you go. But it's a very fun video, and I recommend watching it. It's a very good movie. I'm very excited for Avengers 4. I can't wait. And then question 3, did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? No. And then number 4, what is the most bizarre or disturbing dream you've ever had? I did have a dream about a weird, creepy, trippy dream about Izator once. Yes, the 2015 Protector of Ice. I was walking through this weird, house, and it was, static, and he was bleeding. It was like the generic dumb creepypasta, but I remember walking up to him, touching him, and then, he jumped out and bled at the screen, and I woke up in sweats. I was panting. It was that bad. So that was the most disturbing dream I've ever had, but for definitely different reasons than, that was the weirdest, most disturbing dream I've ever had, for sure. Next question is from Anthony Nguyen, and he asked, how weeb are you? About 72%, but I've slowly been going down to 67 just because, you gotta sink down eventually. Diego's Mox asked, why does Skull Warrior call everyone sir and ma'am? I assume you're talking about Biorama. It's been a long time since I've seen Biorama, so I almost forgot about this fact myself. He does call everyone, he says, yes, sir. That's because he's a soldier, right? He's got to do his job, so he's like, yes, sir, ma'am, sir. It's a dumb joke, but I liked it back then. It's kind of dumb now, especially when he says it over and over again. So, I don't know. That's what he does. He's a soldier. Diego also asked, why did Renzo said that Prof lied to him in Fatum 4 and 5? This is because Prof joked and said, I'd give you a strength potion in the mail if you helped me. I don't know why I made it in Italian, but Renzo was like, yeah, dude, and then he did it, and he never got the strength potion, and that's why he shows up to beat up Prof, because he's mad, and Prof was just joking, so Renzo's kind of all mad at him, and he lied to him, so, yeah. It's a very funny joke, I like it. Diego's Mox, what did 2015 and Chemo do with the extra Umarak brain strands brain piece? I assume you're trying to say trans brain. That's such a detail that I wouldn't remember. I haven't seen Biorama in years, so I don't know, man. I wouldn't remember. It was probably just a detail that I was trying to set up, and then I forgot about it, so I don't remember. And when's John Boyega coming back? I assume you're talking about the John Boyega series. Never. I don't have any passion to continue that series. It was just kind of a one-off series to see what I could do. The next episode would have been a crossover with Kasai, where Renzo goes to visit Kasai from, House First or whatever. It wasn't... The problem is it's not canon, so we figured why put all our time into something that's not going to be canon and just kind of a waste of time, so... Yeah, I don't think that series never going to get continued, so... I'm surprised you honestly keep in touch with all these really old videos. And then, how did Renzo get his fear with girls? I might have answered this earlier. No, I didn't. I was thinking about the other times I pre-recorded this 27 times. But Renzo got his fear of girls from a lack of a mother figure in his life. I don't really want to explain too much why, but Renzo never really had a mother figure in his life, and he never really had any female figures whatsoever, so he just kind of got confused, and was like, okay, who are these people? They make me uncomfortable. That's why Renzo's a little awkward around girls, but I will say that will die down eventually in the series, just because it's a funny bit, but it gets old pretty quickly, so I'm going to try to dilute that a little bit. Explodinator asked, will I stop giving you philosophical questions? No, you will never. Explodinator asked, if you were to have one Kanohi mask power, what would it be? I would choose illusions. That's a good choice, but I think I would choose the Brutaco's mask, the one that can travel to alternate realities. I really like the idea of that mask. I think it's a really cool idea. That's essentially what Camilio does in a mask, so I think that's really, really cool. I'm genuinely super curious. That would be an interesting, to be traveled to other universes would be really interesting. So I take Brutaco's mask. To be or not to be? Not to be. Why do we dream? I probably has something to do with your brains, dude. I don't freaking know. And then, what is the meaning of life? Live young, don't die. And what does it mean to be a good person? Don't do bad things. Anyways, that's going to do it for this part of the YouTube comments. I thank you guys all for leaving so many YouTube comments. I might miss out a couple because I'm not looking on my computer. But these are all the ones that I can see on my phone. So now I'm going to be answering the ones on Instagram. So stay tuned for that because that should be entertaining. So yeah. Okay, welcome back to the final part. Welcome to the Instagram questions. You guys left a couple questions on Instagram, and I'm going to answer them all right now. Starting off with Infernoid. Infernoid? 204. I don't know, dude. What's your favorite thing about building mocks? I think it's going to sound a little selfish to say this, but I honestly think it's the satisfaction. It's the sort of, hey, you know, this is cool. I like this. It's posting a picture to your group chat or something and being like, hey, I built this. What do you guys think? And then you get a positive reaction or a negative reaction. That's probably sort of my favorite parts. And also just putting weird things together. And once I actually have a mock that I feel, I feel the mock. And I think, oh, yeah, this is good. I want to keep this mock around. That's when I know I like a mock. That's when I know it's a good. Because I think it's such a satisfying feeling to be like, hey, I like this mock. I don't want to take them apart or get rid of them. So yeah, I'd say that's my favorite part of mocking. And will you an Infinity War episode in Renzo? I don't know what that means. I assume Renzo episode based on Infinity War? No. That doesn't make any sense, and it would just come across as super unoriginal, so I wouldn't do that. Sorry. Chronicler 950, would you rather have Toatahu as your dad? No, he'd be a very awful father. He would just run around and just beat up animals all the time. It would be pointless. There's no reason for it. What a stupid quit. No, I'm kidding. Thank you for your question, Chronicler. It's ya boy, Okie Boy. Great name. Should Renzo get a love interest, or shall his fear of women never end? This is a great question. It kind of ties in with the other one. Renzo is, again, he's afraid of girls right now, but that's just because of the lack of figure in his life. But eventually he will break out of that. It's just a matter of time. He's only 20. But it will be a natural thing. He'll start to get introduced to more women in his life, and he'll be like, all right, whatever, you know, these guys aren't that bad. He already met Ghosty and stuff, so he's already a lot more chilled out than he usually would be. Normally he'd be like, but with Ghosty he's a lot more chilled out, so he's met Ghosty before. He's going to meet other characters down the line, and just like, yeah, he'll eventually grow out of it. So, yeah. And then another question is, King Jacob 2553 asked, are you and Neb really cousins? So this is a great question, because I don't remember actually ever bringing this up publicly, but I will say it right now. Renzo and Neb from Life of Night are distant cousins. They are related. They're not like direct cousins. They don't talk to each other that much. They've only met a couple times, but the idea is that they are cousins, and they will eventually meet eventually, but for the most part they are just like, they don't talk to each other that much, but they are related. So yeah, I did just want to mention that. Neb is Langarian. He's very small for his age. I don't know. It was weird. But yeah, they are related, so I'm glad that someone actually remembered that. Andrew P. .8888 asked, how's your relationship with Bionic Kasai going, and do you watch The Flash? Random. Relationship with Kasai is good. We're friends. We're good friends. Yeah. I mean, what else can I say? And then I watched season 1 of The Flash. I don't remember much. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I put on something because, hey, I hear The Flash is good. And then I fell asleep. So I guess I haven't seen all of season 1. I just remember watching a little bit of it and then falling asleep. So yeah, I've seen a little bit of it. It's not my thing. Every time I see a clip or something, it doesn't look like my thing. So yeah. He also asked, and are you related to Thatchback genetically? No, not at all. He lives halfway across the world. That's not true. He lives in the United States. I live in Canada. We're not related genetically. We don't look anything alike, so weird question. Axley Films asked, what's your favorite part of filming Renzo? How many Renzo mock have you made? As in, how many times you've actually had a self-mock with that name? And what's your favorite Ninjago set? All very interesting questions. Favorite part of filming would definitely have to be just, well, when I get something going, right? When I'm filming and I feel like, and I'm consistently pushing out a scene and I consistently make a scene, that's a good feeling. It really is like, it's like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And it's a really fun feeling to just feel like, hey, I'm actually, I'm getting stuff done. I think it's one of my favorite parts of filming, personally. But, so yeah, there's that. I think once you actually feel like you're in the mood of things and you're actually moving along at a good pace, I feel like that's my favorite part of filming. I do like filming fight scenes, just depends on the fight scene. I need to get a freaking tiny tripod because I have a tripod right now, but it doesn't go all the way to the floor, so filming scenes is really difficult. That's why most of Renzo is handheld, in case you haven't noticed. But yeah, and how many Renzo mocks have you made? In terms of characters, only 2, really. I mean, there are incarnations of the old Renzo, but he's just kind of the same character every time, so only 2. There was also Kira, but he wasn't Renzo, so I guess maybe 3 if you want to count Kira, but he didn't even have the name Renzo, so I guess only 2 Renzo mocks. So, yeah. And then my favorite Ninjago set is probably the Temple of Rare Jitsu. Great set. Unfortunately, I figured out that recently we can't actually build it because we're missing a ton of pieces from that set, which makes me really angry. Because I really wanted to build it and display it in the basement, but I could only build the farmer's market, and I was really, really upset about that, so that made me a little mad. He also asked, oh, wait, one more thing. Or, whoa, wait, one more. What's your favorite buildable figure as in Hero Factory, Bionicle, Chima, anything? Very broad question. I don't know, man. I don't have a favorite figure of all time. That's so hard to... For me personally, that's very hard to pinpoint because I have a lot of favorite figures. What I could do is I could try to go through my favorite figure from each of those things. So my favorite Bionicle figure. I don't have a favorite G1 figure. I don't have one. Maybe Matsunui. I do like Matsunui a lot, but... Vakama's pretty good too. I like Toa Vakama a lot. So maybe Toa Vakama is my favorite G1 set. I don't know. Maybe Toa Liwa. Again, it's such a broad question. I don't really have a favorite G1 set. Favorite G2 set would probably be Umarak, the Hunter. Freaking love him. Favorite Hero Factory set? I almost said Black Panther. Black Phantom, maybe. I like Black Phantom a lot. Oh, God. Then let's see. Chima. I didn't have too many Chima sets. I had Krager and Wariz. And out of those 2, I like Krager more. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess my favorite CCBS-based set would probably be Umarak. I love Umarak to death. And then the favorite Star Wars set might be Grievous, because I do like Grievous. But, yeah, that's it. So those were all the questions on Instagram. And I want to thank you guys all for leaving as many comments as possible. There were some repeats, but... overall, I didn't mind it, and you guys left comments, like I said, and this was the second Q&A. This video is going to be way too long, but thank you guys so much for leaving these comments. I will be ready to answer them next month. I'm very excited for the third Q&A, which will be happening towards the end of June, but until then, thank you guys so much for leaving these questions. I'm Renzo Mox, and goodbye. See you all later.